just right out the gate, like the podcast is 2 years old and some change, but I mean, did you guys think it would get this big at all? I mean, I'm sure that maybe wasn't the goal, but what do you like? How do you grasp all this?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of started it and didn't really know like what the trajectory was going to be, or um we didn't really have like a goal in mind. We were just like, let's start it and just see if anything comes of it. And obviously, what, 2.5 years later or 3 seasons in, it's definitely grown a little bit bigger than we than we thought it was going to be. But it's been a fun process. Not every day is fun. It's very up and down, as many of the playmaker and everyone else would probably tell you in terms of getting episodes recorded sometimes. But it's been a fun process.
Yeah, it's grown beyond what we thought it would be, and I think it's really cool for the guys to have like a tangible piece of IP that can also benefit from all of the work that they do on the court. We feel it in the show's growth, we feel it in the listenership, we feel it in the sponsorship, we certainly feel it in the demand for live events. So it's just cool to have this thing that we're all building together that can really, benefit from all the work that they do. So.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, you guys obviously have history off the court and in real life, so it makes it amazing to listen to just the banter and the warmth of everything. But I mean, just reading on this event too, again, it's the second live show that you guys are having, and then it sold out in 90 seconds. Like, that's insane. Like, how does the championship make this so much better? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm reading in just teaser for the event. It's like a love letter to New York, and that's really cool to see and hear. Can you guys speak on that, on just kind of like the whirlwind of the championship and the momentum carrying into the event?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we did the week after we did a live show at MSG, and I think that had held like 6,000 people, but that sold out extremely quickly. And I think we had at one point, you can buy tickets on Ticketmaster, and at one point there was like 27 or plus, I saw it 27 like thousand people that were like in the queue to buy a ticket. So obviously there's been a boom there, and we normally do it at Central Park. The last 2 years we've done it at Central Park, and I think that holds roughly like 4,100 or 4,200 and some change, whatever that is. And we did it this year, and that's kind of sold out in, like you said, in 90 seconds. So we were like, what can we do? So we're changing the venue to Randall's Island, and we're able to host more people. There were like 10,000 people on the wait list, and I think Matt and Joe and all that can probably say what percent of it, but I think it was probably like 60 or 70% of the people on that wait list was like, yeah, like we're good. You find somewhere and we'll do it. But no, it's grown tremendously, partly in part of that championship, but it's fun, and I think it's going to make the live show that much better, because we're at a bigger venue, can do a little bit more around the show with activities and those kind of things.
Adam or Joe, you can jump in, but I think it was like 85-90% of the people that were like, let's do it, like let's stay at Randall. So we were trying to decide how we wanted to approach it, because obviously it's like, Randall's is it's just a little bit of a different experience in Central Park, and the last thing that you want is people to think they bought something for one thing and then they get something else. But like, there was nothing but excitement across the board, and so we're excited to give them like an even better experience.
I love it. And speaking of the wives, there was high demand for that episode that they were in, which I personally loved. Will they be back in the next season, or
hell no, they're not going to be back
at this show?
No, hell no, we're not putting them back.
They need their own podcast.
They had their time. I mean, maybe, I don't know. We haven't really talked about too much of
we
what
might bring
we
them
do,
out.
but yeah, we'll see.
We might bring them out on stage. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing all these guests that are slated to come, which are great names. And obviously, of course, New York's own. Also, Mariska Hargitay. I even asked in like email questions to Jalen, like, are you really going to be on SVU? Like, you guys have been on a heater all summer. How's post-championship life been? And I mean this for the both of you. I mean, Matt, you're just as involved in all of this. Like, how's that kind of been? I feel like it's been crazy for you guys, like being everywhere. I hope you get a vacation soon.
We got a little bit of downtime. Like August, we're out east, and
Nice.
I've kind of told everybody, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing like 2 or 3, brand stuff, but all of those are in the Hamptons. So I'm just like, August is kind of my time to just kind of work out, kind of get away from the stuff. But been able to relax. We went to Bordeaux and Capri and Rome, so got a little bit of time away.
A couple casual places.
From my perspective, it was, and Josh probably feels the same way, but it was probably the funnest, but also most chaotic, like personal mix of like personal and professional time really ever. Because the one thing that caught me by surprise is like, you never really hear about what happens after the win. You could just kind of think it's all like celebrations and fun. But I'll be honest, like I don't think they got to really even enjoy it till multiple weeks after. Probably when he got to Europe, and then even when he got back to Europe, he had an equally crazy week with Fanatics Fest and World Cup and all these appearances. So, from the moment the buzzer sounds, it's press, it's, all of these different things. And then it's trying to celebrate with your teammates out pretty late. And then 6 a.m. Good Morning America, 7 a.m., Today Show, whatever it is. So they were just running a million miles an hour immediately for the week to 2 following it. And obviously I was kind of there with him for a lot of it. And it was just, it was just 24/7. It was something, brand deals and parades and just, integrations. And it was a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. You explain it perfectly. I mean, that is what people do want to know. It's like, what's going on after, like the craziness in a great way, but it is a lot. Were you guys at any weddings this summer at all?
Yeah, I went to 2. I went to Donovan and Coco's wedding, and then we just got back from Cax and Jordan's wedding.
It looked beautiful. I hope you brought some candy for them.
Yeah, they it was really nice. Both of them were really cool ceremonies, receptions. So it was cool. It was good. They were both good vibes.
I love that. And back to the show, when you guys, put on the show and everything, are you going to touch on, how you guys are feeling now going into the new season of, after the championship, a couple changes, anything like that? Will you guys touch on anything like Mitchell Robinson now not there and the East is a little shuffled?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it. Especially at that point, when training camp is, right around the corner. So we'll for sure talk about it. Talk about, obviously, like you said, Mitch's departure, and obviously what I'm sure the Toronto trade is probably going to go through now, and Giannis stuff. So we'll definitely talk about all that stuff. Then, and what to look forward to, and etc.
Do you guys get Josh, I don't think you might not really, because you're just so you always talk about how close you feel to the fan base and stuff like that. Do you guys ever get nervous before these live shows? It's very different than recording compared to the massive audience and putting on a show and an event. See? Yeah, dude. Tell me.
I do. And I also, maybe Josh will probably say no, but I don't know. I feel like it's very different going out and playing in front of, 20,000 people, which is what he's done his whole career. Again, Josh, not trying to speak for you, but going out and doing something like this and entertaining, just doing it in a different way, at least I guess I'll just speak for myself. I think it is definitely a little bit nerve wracking, the moment before you go out. But then once you go out, we know we have each other, and like you said, we've done it so many times. You sort of get into that flow where it does just kind of feel like a studio episode, and we know we all have each other's backs. The only thing that is a little bit unpredictable is just crowd reactions to certain stuff, and having to kind of play off the crowd, and if someone says something that's funny, maybe acknowledging it, etc. So I think it is a little, I do get a little bit nervous, but very quickly the nerves settle, and we just have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for me, I'll probably the first time I was a little nervous, because I'm just let's see how this goes. Our first time doing it, but since then it's been kind of, I mean, it's pretty, all those people are here, are there, They listen to the podcast all the time. So it's just like they know who we are. So they're there for kind of who we are and the personality. So it's just like you just kind of go out there and just be yourself. When we did the live show after the championship, that one, I wouldn't say I wasn't nervous, but I was more anxious because obviously that got aired on ESPN the night before. So you're sitting there like, it's different because it's not just like a fun like block party where you're able to just kind of just have fun and do it. Like you got to do it, but you got to stick to a schedule. So it's like you're trying to get these things. We got Stephen A. We're here in front of the producer. Like, we got to move on. And Stephen A. is like keeps talking. So not nervousness, not really too much anymore.
Hopefully we get some more smiles out of Jalen. I think after the NBA Cup and the championship, we're set for it.
Yeah, we'll see. Most likely.
But I do love that you guys are doing this, and I'm glad that you guys are doing it like right before the season starts. I feel like that'll get a lot of eyeballs, get a lot of headlines, and I feel like it'll let you guys answer all the questions that you need to before you go into the season. You know what I mean? I feel like before anybody gets to badger you before you start the new season.
Yeah, that's part of the reason, obviously, why we do it, at that point. But just having a podcast in general, obviously, you're able to kind of control some of the narrative of what you want to talk about, or give people either a first look or your own point of view on certain events or things that's happened before the year, during the year. So that's partly the reason why we have the pod, is so we're able to go out there, kind of control our own kind of narrative, and give people our own personal point of view of things.
I love that. And what will this next season of the pod, like, reflecting on everything that you guys have done, the success of it, going into a new season of the podcast, is there things that you guys are like, okay, let's not do that, let's do more of this? Like, how will this kind of be different, or how will you build off of it, the both of you?
I think we're always trying to innovate and do different things, whether it's new types of guests that expose us to different audiences, or different formats and segments that bring out new elements. Obviously, this past season we did like a Thanksgiving episode where we had teammates on, and we did a Christmas episode with the wives. So stuff like that's really fun. I will say, I think early on when the show was new and Josh and Jalen were still kind of growing a little bit more in their careers, we felt like we had to have a lot of guests on to help grow the show. And I think one thing that changed this year is we felt very confident without having guests, and trusting in the fact that like people want to listen to the three of us banter, and the two of them talk about what they're seeing on the court during the season. So just getting more comfortable with that, and really giving people the reason to tune in every week, and not necessarily not having everything be interview based. Obviously we'll still have like amazing guests, but yeah, we're season 4, so we've been doing it for a while now, and I think we just want to build on what's working and try and pivot where we can, with what's not, and keep our foot on the gas with the live events, and just continue to have this be like an outlet for the guys during the season, to be able to say what they're seeing, because we know everyone else is going to say it. So it's a cool opportunity for them to own that narrative as well.
And I always tell people too, like, even when I talk to different athletes who have different ventures outside the game too, like, it's so important to set yourself up for after. And again, not that that's even any time close, but like, I just think it's so important to have something that is yours and your own. Like you guys were saying, that you can control that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And I also meant to ask, random, but we brought up candy before. Are you still an ambassador for Mike and Ike's?
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. And you still do the candy before each game?
Yep.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Yep.
I love it.
That's one of the pregame routines.
I love it. I'm glad you keep up with it. And I also wanted to know, after, post-championship life, last question, but is there anything like the fans don't know that you guys, about your celebrations or what you guys all did together, or anything that's special that you kind of always like are like, yeah, that was a good night, like we crushed that, or anything?
That I went out in the public? Probably not. No, I mean, it was one of those things where obviously we're celebrating, almost every night, and enjoying each other's company, and those, you kind of always do that at the end of the year. Last year we did the same thing in terms of obviously we lost, and it kind of it came out like, oh, we were partying, and then like Tibbs got fired like the next day or something like that, or the day before. But it's like, you always want to go out and celebrate, at the end of every year, like with that team, because at the end of the day, like that team in its entirety is never going to be back together. You're not going to have that same locker room. Guys are going to go in, guys are going to go out. So no, I mean, we had a bunch of times where we were able to go out and celebrate as a team and as a whole, and I'll leave those details out for another day.
No, I appreciate it. Listen, thank you guys for answering everything the best that you can. I just love your facial expressions. You're like, there's something that you're thinking about and it's hilarious. And then you're just like, yeah, it's so funny. I see clearly why everybody loves the show. And personally, myself, I enjoy it. So I'm excited for you guys. Congratulations on all your success. And I'm excited to put this together and tell our readers about all of it. So thank you guys for the time. I really appreciate it. Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for covering
appreciate it. Yeah,
appreciate you helping us get the word out.
Absolutely.
And, I'm
thank
sure
you guys.